But one thing that we saw growth out of is Myles Garrett. And Joe Woods, the Browns defensive coordinator, talked about the growth that he has seen from the Browns edge rusher, Myles Garrett.
He's so dominant as a player that I think with sometimes just the guys I've been around, over the years, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, like things come easy to those guys. And I think with Myles, he's so dominant. It's just really playing it at the highest level possible on every single snap. And I think you guys all saw that this year, just some of the games he was able to take over. So for me, moving forward with Myles, it's just let's have that type of performance as many times as possible. Continue to lead this defense. They'll follow you. And I think he's really trying to step up and become that type of person for us defensively, and he'll continue to do that into next season.
And Scott, I think that's the last part of what he said. This defense followed him. There were a couple of times where he put himself out there and then answered it, and I think that won over anybody who was kind of on the fence, and I don't think there were many on the fence to begin with.
I thought Myles took big strides this year. I really did. He was dominant for the beginning of last season, and then I thought he fell off. And, he had COVID. He had COVID, which really affected him. But he would admit that, it was a suspension one year and then COVID the next year where he didn't put together a complete season. And I always felt like, yeah, man, we see these flashes, but you don't see him consistently enough. And that changed in the first half of last season. And then I just think Myles built on that this year, and he's pretty dominant most of the season. The last couple of weeks with the groin injury, hasn't had the sacks, but is still pushing the pocket, still getting close to Aaron Rodgers and then especially Big Ben on Monday night. I think he's taken a big step as a leader. He's open with us in the media. He's, calling team player-only meetings. He's really getting his message out there. I think Myles has grown into, the best player on this roster for sure, but a big-time leader as well.
Yeah, and exactly what the Browns want from him, I believe, that voice on the defensive side of the ball.